Ladies and gentlemen, boys and gizzles, welcome to another King Jiffy Coats video, and today we're going to be doing something wild and entertaining. We're going to be talking about a game that's made by Capcom, and hopefully I won't have to fight copyright disputes like I did with the last Capcom video I made, but today's choice of subject matter is Dragon's Dogma. With Dragon's Dogma 2 floating on the horizons, looking down at me thinking, wow, this game doesn't look that interesting, and I really didn't know anything about it. I thought this was like a Capcom's version of Dragon Age or whatever that game is. I haven't played that either. But I was at the point where I'm not the biggest fan of Skyrim. I like Elden Ring a lot, but it wasn't... I'm not big into this Middle-earth type stuff. I enjoyed the Lord of the Rings movies, but when it came to games, I don't like the Lord of the Rings, whatever that game was called, Shadow of Mordor, with the stupid Arkham combat. I hate freeform combat, which you should all know from me by now. If you've seen anything I've made where I talk about Spider-Man, which I talk about that game way more than I should, I don't like the combat. So when I look at games like Shadow of War, I'm like, nah, miss me with that shit. I look like at Shadow of War like I look at a snaggle-toothed bitch with syphilis. Don't want it near me. I want to keep myself syphilis free. And so then I look at like Elden Ring. Elden Ring was a massive impact to the genre. I was like, alright, I gotta try it out. Everybody's juicing their knobs over it. And I loved it. I was so enthralled with everything Elden Ring gave me that after Elden Ring I went like on a binging of Souls games. And then I even went and played Skyrim, and I was like, Skyrim isn't for me. I mean, it's fun, but it's not like that good. I think Skyrim's one of those games I had to be there, and that sucks for me to say because I'm a huge Bethesda stan. I love almost anything Bethesda makes, but not Skyrim. But anyways, once I got into the character creation, I knew I was going to be liking this game. And I made myself a baddie in Dragon's Dogma right away. Right away, I pulled out the baddie material. In the first cutscene, you get in and you get to see her profile. I'm like, yeah, I put the work in on that nose. I mean, even Michael Jackson's looking down from the heavens. Or he's looking up from the hells. I forgot he diddled kids. He's looking up from hell and he's like, oh man, I wish I would have put that nose on my face instead of mine falling off. And I was like so happy with the woman I created. I made sure that this game stars a proud woman's. Like, I mean, hell, I even made my pawn, which pawns in these games are like your bitch, your secondary. You're not really your bitch, but they're like your homie. They're your go-to champ. And then you can have pawns that are like other players. It's this whole multiplayer functionality that I didn't utilize because I didn't want to utilize it. This is my sister. So before you start thinking this is my pawn, no. My pawn is a woman's of color. I think she's blue. But no, this whole opening section, I was like, alright, let's see what this game's got. Let's see what this game's gonna throw old King Jiffy Coats. And when I tell you I was not prepared for this shit, I was not prepared for this shit. And this is coming from a guy that's played like Elden Ring, played a lot of things. This game's opening area was insane, bro. And it kind of sucks. I don't think this game really recaptures this moment until, like, you get toward the end of the game. You really never recaptured this magic, other than in gameplay. The gameplay of this game just so good. But in terms of, like, story and impactful storyness and that juicy stuff that, like, those fanboys over who suck off every narrative game that's like, oh, it's so good, check out the narrative. This is the type of stuff they suck off. This game doesn't focus on it too much. It's kind of in the background, but it is entertaining. And the fact that this game starts with, I'm like, am I going to get molested by a dragon? No, I'm not. It's going to rip my goddamn heart out. It rips my heart out with, like, just a pluck of its little claw. Just it's popping my heart cherry. That was way more than I thought I could handle right away. I was like, damn, this is like Dragonheart, but backwards. For all you guys that are younger, or even if you're my age and you didn't watch older movies, Dragonheart's a movie where, like, people eat dragon hearts and become, like, ultimate powerful. It stars Dennis Quaid. Go watch it. It's really, really good. The dragon's voiced by Sean Connery. It had a bunch of sequels, which a lot of big movies from the 90s did, and they were all terrible. just like a lot of movies from the 90s. But yeah, this game started off just like ripping my heart out, and I was really happy with my character model at this point in my breast augmentation size, because when her shirt's all ripped up, I'm like, ooh, I made some good choices here. And even with her heart or her chest scar, I was like, we got to show that badge of honor off. I mean, you don't hide your scars. You don't have to be ashamed of the way you look in this world. I'm making a societal statement here. God damn it. Show what you have. Don't be afraid of your blemishes. Yeah. God, I'm a feminist. But anyway, she had nice tits. That's what I'm getting at. She had nice tatas, and I wanted to like highlight those titties, and so I made sure never to cover them. That was one of my goals. Other than like you have to have some clothing. Goddamn lamos couldn't have like naked. I mean, I guess I couldn't have got gameplay footage if I would have just had her nude the whole time. That would have been wild. But I did find some underwear that were just a thong. That was something I did right away. I saw a YouTube video where some guy. I was trying to figure out where a quest was, because like this is a old school like Fable type shit. I don't know if you played Fable. I'll do a review on it eventually, but it's not like Skyrim where it tells you everywhere to go, or like Assassin's Creed, or this is like Elden Ring or Fable or whatever, where they just are like, your side quests are like, good luck, chief. I mean, I'd tell you to pound sand, but that would be telling you what to do. So we don't fucking hold your hand here. You need to go south. And I go to look for the little compass on the map, and it doesn't have one. Then I realize my little map in the corner has a compass, sort of. And I'm like, all right, I'll follow that. And I was still confused, so I looked up a guide on one side quest. Super lame side quest, too. You won't even see footage from that side quest on here because there wasn't anything interesting. I just kept going finding this dude who kept getting his ass kicked, and I kept revitalizing him. That was the whole side quest. Instead, I showed you cool ass footage of me in a thong killing monsters, because that's what this game boils down to. Running around in a thong killing monsters. Now, you can create your character to look however you want. So if you're one of those that wants to see a ripped man ass, be my guest. I'm not gonna lie though, this is one of the first RPGs where I'm running everywhere, and I was appreciating running everywhere. I mean, I thought I was gonna get annoyed with it, but no. I'd get mesmerized looking at this chick's thong, wondering if it was gonna slip up and I was gonna see that chocolate starfish. It was a constant curiosity of mine. And there's that point where the character model's butt cheeks meet, and then it's the bottom of that thigh where that shadow is, and I'm like, is that the butthole? That might be the butthole. It wasn't. It's not. This isn't that type of game. But yeah, the whole killing monsters thing on these little adventures was so much fun, and the fact that I'm staring at an ass the whole time was great, and the fact that I found the ass, like I said, I was looking up a thing, and they had full ass on display, and I'm like, well, now I need to learn how to do that. I need to have my ass cheeks showing, because this game has very limited fast travel. It's almost non-existent. I mean, it's there. You have to find a thing to be able to fast travel with the thing, and it's complicated. It's overcomplicated process for fast traveling. So you basically run all over bat fucking hell. It's just, yo, across the map. Well, looks like I'm going out for a fucking jog. But every once in a while, you do get great moments. I mean, not every once in a while. This game is just full of great moments. Like, right here, for example, I was doing this quest where I had to, go save or help a bunch of, soldier guys. Kick out all the bad guys in the area. I just had to give them the boot. And I found myself an exploding crossbow, exploding ballista, and I was just tearing shit up. And then another time, I'm killing these invisible gecko monsters with spears. I mean, the game's enemy variety in this game is actually pretty insane. I mean, at times when you've gone to the late game, you really have to go out of your way to find new shit, because I felt like there was a lot that I missed early on, because this game is pretty goddamn difficult. And if you don't know what class you're gonna be, you pick a class at the beginning. Pick Strider. Just pick Strider. All the other classes are okay. I mean, there's 9 or something. In the beginning of the game, you can pick 3. I think it's Mage, Strider, Fighter, or something else. Strider is the best class. I've tried them all. Strider kicks ass. It's the fastest. It's the most fun. It really slaps all sorts of clit. I enjoyed it. I wish I would have started the game with that, because I started it with Fighter, and I worked with Fighter for a very long time, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of vibing with this. This has got that Elden Ring vibe. Nope, Strider is better. Do it. Just fucking bite the bullet, do it. And because, like, when I was doing this early stuff, like, there was one area that had, like, a cool boss fight that I missed because I was not prepared for it. I didn't have the skill set to fuck with that thing. It was kicking my ass, and I knew that I could beat the... I had a feeling if I ran out of the area, all I needed to do was go down in this dungeon and get this, like, this fucking crystal or something, some sort of, like, meth, I think. It was like, they were like, oh, go down the hole and get the meth. And I'm like, well, I don't know if this is weird. This is weird. What is this Breaking Bad dungeon style? And I go down and I'm just getting kicked up. Like this monster right here was kicking my ass. And then there's another monster kicking my ass. And then all of a sudden tentacles are squirting out of the ground. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm half naked and there's tentacles. I've seen where this goes. I actually haven't. You hear about hentai tentacle porn all the time. I wonder what type of sick fucks actually watch that. They're like, oh, I need to see some tentacles going, some vagina. Just get me some tentacles and vagina. I don't know who would want to watch that. Like, just watch normal people porn. Anybody out there watching this, instead of watching hentai porn, just go watch normal people porn. But anyways, I finally get enough stuff done that I go and get to meet the king. The king's like, oh, we'll do this thing. And this little fucking bastard puts a weird hat on my head, which pissed me off. I had worked really hard for this fit. And I ended up even making it better. Down the line, I found a better bra. But I was like, this fit is better. I mean, I worked really hard for this look. And this little cunt, this little fucking red piece of shit, I'm looking like a baddie, and he put a jester's hat on my head. You son of a bitch. You son of a nipple lover. Okay, nipple lovers are cool. I'm a nipple lover. I like me some nipples, but this guy was a son of something else. Son of a furry. You son of a furry. That's how I felt about this whole situation. Everybody's looking at me. This is my one chance to look cool in front of the king, and this little jester had to be a dick. I mean, it was funny, don't get me wrong, it's still douchey, but I end up becoming the first woman to be knighted without pants. There's another knight that was a woman, but I did it without wearing pants. Haha, no shirt, no shoes, no service, suck my clit. That's how I felt in this game. I was like, taste my meat curtains, game, because I'm better. And I was like, look how hot she is, getting fucking the sword put on both sides. I am now Sir Sexy Buttocks with nice tits. That's my name, and you better be afraid when I come into your town because I'm cool and I do the cool stuff. And, like, everybody's, like, talking here, and you end up, like, going in, and I start rising up as princess, and then he shows up again and starts, like, choking her out. Now, I know I skipped some stuff to get here because nothing happened between then. But, yeah, I start rising up his wife, and then he just starts choking her out, and I'm like, bro, okay, well, I'm not down with abuse to the womans. Do not abuse women, that's messed up. Because, like, this guy's, like, drooling mad right here. He's, like, losing it. He's about to kill her. And I know that in her mind right now, she's like, how do I rectify this? Because he was just about to kill me over nothing. And now I just have this other sexy lass in this room. And he knows what's going on. He knows we're slamming some ham sandwiches together. We're taking some roast beef and intertwining that shit. We were about to do that. And now he's here? Look how hot she is. This princess is going through all the mind thoughts. And she's like, no, I love you. She just broke in without any sense of anything going on. And I'm like, yeah, you tell him, girl, because I know exactly what's going to happen. I can handle a couple of lashings. I mean, if there's one thing that I know is my girl Rihanna told me, hey, whips and chains excite me. And I'm down with the sickness here. And she ends up coming and breaking me out because I knew what the plan was. Now, a lot of you cucks might be out there thinking, oh, she just said that because that's how women are. No. This is one of those moments where you give her the look like you know what to say. I can handle whatever's thrown my way. This is some Braveheart energy, you mother truckers out there. And I was on the same page. I was feeling the vibes being thrown across the room. I could smell the enticing not euphoria, whatever the scents are that make you, like the hormone scents, whatever those are called, emission emissions of people, the human emissions in the air, and I knew that we had like a beautiful sexual tension, even though she made me put clothes on for being in the dungeon. But anyways, after this, I go back to tearing things up. This is one thing that I know that people, I'm gonna go on a little tangent here, because I always see this with Bethesda people, or haters. They go on and they're like, oh, well, it's not that deep. The story really, when you do something in the world, it doesn't really affect the world, blah, 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 blah. And then people, those same people who are doing like these long retrospective videos, will play a game like Dragon's Dogma, make an hour video of it, and talk about how nothing in the game's wrong. Here is my first gripe with Dragon's Dogma, and probably my only gripe with Dragon's Dogma, is it seems like no matter what you do, the story still progresses similar the same way. You know, because like after I riz up the queen or the king's girl, and I get thrown in the dungeon, after I break out of the dungeon, no one gives a fuck. It's like it never happened. Later, the king even gives me like hella money, and it's like nothing ever happened. The game forgets about this shit. And when I say Bethesda haters, I'm really just talking about those like RPG nerds, because they did the same thing with the Outer Worlds, right? The Outer Worlds was a game that just got so much shade thrown on it for not having a deep enough like character systems or whatever the stupid bullshit they said or reason they gave for that game being mid. And this game doesn't have like any character traits or anything. You don't have any conversations because there's not any of that conversation tree crap. There isn't even leveling in this game. This is barely even an RPG. It's barely even an RPG. It's just like a really good action game where whoever you riz up the most, a dragon will take at the end, and then you go and fuck up the dragon. I mean, I'm sure that there's deeper stuff in the game, but for me, this game was fantastic, and I'm here for the combat. But when people get all stuck up on the weird RPG stuff, right? The weird, like, crying over, oh, well, it's not that deep of a story system, and my actions don't have enough impact on the story, and no. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. When I played Outer Worlds, I had a great time, and I had fun. When I played Dragon's Dogma, the combat was so fucking good that I didn't care about any of this shit. Did you see the clip that was a little bit ago? I was fighting a fucking griffin, right? Oh, fucking griffin. And I can climb up on top of the griffin and stab the griffin while it's in the air. And then I can, like, do all this cool shit. And then I can find myself this princess. And the princess is like, oh, the king's gonna kill me. And I'm like, yeah, it's alright, because I'm here. And you made me put on, like, armor and pants to come save you, but I'm here, and I put on those pants. And we are going to make sweet, sweet love. I'm going to scissor you so fucking hard. And I'm like, this is cool. I'm here for this, because this game's combat is like Skyrim. Like, not Skyrim. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. It kind of is like if you're playing Skyrim in the third person, right? Skyrim meets Elden Ring, but not as hard, right? I mean, it scales like Skyrim's. At the beginning of the game's really hard. By halfway through the game, everything's a cakewalk. And then when it comes to the combat style, it's more like a combat styling of like a Souls-like game, but with the scaling of like I said, like Skyrim, scaling like Skyrim. Because this game took everything that Skyrim did and thought, what can I do to make it less boring? Alright, let's get rid of all the stupid leveling. Let's get rid of all the stupid number games, which is the leveling again. I just kind of rephrased it. The conversation stuff. Scrap that. Well, those Souls guys know what they're doing. You don't need to have a conversation. Somebody will make a YouTube video about why the conversation's important. Well, you know what is important? Climbing monsters and attacking them. Rizzing up princesses. Running around with a G-string on. That shit's important. That's what gamers want to see. And I was there. I was sold. And then in the later half of the game, when the game starts ramping up the story again, I'm like, oh shit, there's a story in this game. I'm not just... The whole story before this was just rizzing up the princess. That's all I was doing. And then fighting monsters. And now I'm back to, like, hunting down the cult. Oh, yeah, that's something I did in the middle of the game. You do hunt down this cult. Every one of these cult missions are just like, go listen to what they're saying. Oh, no, there's skeletons. And then this guy, like, shows up who looks just like the Star Wars guy. He's like, oh, yeah, you say hi to your son, Darth Vader, because you're the bad guy and I'm your boss. And then he's just, like, chilling. And he's always so grimy looking. And he thinks that the dragon's just going to be chill with him because he's, like, an emo Star Wars nerd. He's like, oh, I'm dark and edgy. My parents don't understand me, but the dragon understands me. No, that's a lie. The dragon probably hates you because I hate you. You suck. you're kind of a terrible person, but I do get to fight these wraiths. This was the first time I fought these. These were like super skeletons. They were the super skeletons. It was kind of a fun fight. I kind of skipped it though because like I need to make this video in a timely fashion. Anyways, edgy Star Wars Sith Lord dragon lover is up there telling me you don't understand it. Do you see the fit I did? Did you see how I upgraded her booby material? I gave her a much better top. Look at that scar. I wear it with pride. But yeah, anyway, old Palpatine's sitting up here just telling me, the Force, you can be join the dark side, and we can do the dragon thing together, and the dragon will be my friend. I am making clouds with my hands. Look at the clouds I'm making with my hands. It's getting dark. Your shiny boobies aren't shiny anymore. They can't deceive me with their titillating factors. And then the dragon shows up and he's just like, oh, fuck your clouds. Your clouds suck. You remember when you had clouds? Yeah, they were stupid. I don't like your clouds, you fucking loser. Maybe you should have listened to your parents and gotten a job in IT, because right now all you're doing is pissing me off. And then he just fucking kills him. He fucking murks him because he's a loser. Right here, like, dead. Just mashed. Just fucking demolished. Look at that. Because he was a dope. He was a dumbass. And the dragon's like, we have unfinished business there, lady. Miss Lady, I stole your heart. You think you're going to get your heart back? And then the game just fucking lore dumps on you. The dragon just starts telling you shit. He's like, yeah, you think you're gonna show up? You know, people have tried this in the past, but you don't understand what's happening in this world. And I'm like, you're right, I don't. I have no idea. All I know is I've been running around killing monsters. And at one point I fought like some people that were like assassins in pantyhose, and I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. And then I went back to fighting monsters, and then I fought a griffin. And he's like, shut up, you stupid bitch. Here's what's gonna happen. See, I took your heart, and there's a few ways you can get it back. Either you can get anything you want, and I keep your heart or whatever, and basically do what the current king did. Yeah, the current king who lied about killing the dragon, which I never brought up because I forgot about until I was talking about the end of this game. Everybody thinks he's killed the dragon, but he didn't kill the dragon. He made a deal for his heart, or not his heart, made a deal to where he's king, and everybody thinks he killed the dragon. The dragon stops fucking around with people. Well, the dragon got bored and decided to come back and take another heart, and he's offering me that deal, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. And then he like just knocks the floor out from under me, and I'm like, whoa, I have to go like meet up with him someplace, and I fall down the floor, and then the floor kicks out, and I walk out like a badass because like I have a nice ass, and I go meet him again. And he's like, did you decide whether you're going to take my deal or not? Or are you going to try to fight me for the heart? And he's like, by the way, you stupid bitch. But you stupid crazy bitch. And I'm like, did you just call me crazy? Nobody calls me crazy. He's like, I got your woman. I got your fucking woman. And I'm like, no, not my woman. Not my woman. You had my woman. And the goblins are like pushing my woman into the room. And they're like, yeah, we got your woman, you stupid bitch. And I'm like, whoa, that's my woman's. We're supposed to make sweet, tender love. We're supposed to finger each other's buttholes and vaginas. And you took her from me, and it's just not fair. And I'm like, whoa. So, and he's like, well, now, see, not only is the deal you get what you want, but you get what you want and your girl. Or your girl dies and you have to fight me. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. My girl knows how to survive. My girl's a fighter. And how I know this is she gives me the look, right? When he's growling and I'm like, I'm putting on my flex. And she gets up and she's like, I know what's gonna happen. I know he's scary. And she like turns and starts running. And you know what's gonna happen is you're gonna fight and she's gonna live, because you guys both have a fight. You have a drive. You have a connection, a deeper bond than just playing with buttholes and vaginas. You have love. You have what is known as a soul bond. And some lame, rude dragon isn't going to break what you two have? No, I want my heart back, I want my bitch back, and you going to step the fuck off, dragon, because I'm bigger, I'm better than you. And the dragon's like, but have you seen how big I am? And he blows fire because he's all heated up. He can't handle it anymore. And I'm like, whoa, this shit's getting wild. And then you have this whole running section, and you start shooting him in your own heart. That's how deep this ending fight is. You're like shooting yourself in the heart, because like now your chick's safe. Now it's time for you and the dragon to go mano a mano. And no matter what, this dragon fight was sick. Like, I was gonna do some more jokey stuff, but no. This dragon fight was fucking sick. I was having so much fun. It was big. It was over the top. I mean, yes, is it kind of gimmicky because you have to only shoot the heart? Yeah. But, like, you're dodging attacks. You're getting in close. It feels like a Souls boss. This was, like, the biggest boss of the game. And you can still climb the mother trucker, right? You can still get on this dude and climb him. I didn't do that much because I had, like, some dope-ass arrow moves. And then when he would get down, I would just use my spinny attack, which is a Strider special. Get the Strider because the Skull Crusher or whatever this fucking move is called is so dope. And then I, like, thrash up the dragon and I give him what's for. And I'm like, that's what you get for fucking calling me crazy. And he's like, look what you've done. Look what you've fucking done. And the world starts fucking orgasming because I took its fucking love. So the world has to give it its one last orgasm. California's falling off of the United States finally. Thank riddance. Good God, have they been annoying. But yeah, the whole world starts going into disarray. And like, the king is, the whole city falls apart right here. Like, the whole area that I used to go to, like, manage my storage is just gone now. I'm like, thank you, fucking late game shit that I wanted to do. Now I have to run to a whole ass other town that takes like 15 minutes just to store items. Fuck you, dragon, for fucking ending part of the town. That was pretty lame. And then, like, the king, because he never had a heart, he gets all old and crinkly, and he again sends all of his guards after you, but, like, that's gonna matter. It didn't matter the first time. I didn't even save footage of that, because the footage I saved for it didn't come out well, and it like, downloaded weird, so I just didn't put it in the video for time's sakes. But this is where you hit the after-game stuff. I think there's, like, a whole ass other thing if you get the good ending. I don't know if I got the good ending. I got the thing to get the good ending, but I don't know how to get it. Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you can tell me what else I'm supposed to do from here. All I know is there's, like, a giant hole in the ground. I dive in it. I get to fight extra monsters in this dungeon. But now let's kind of break down my thoughts on the game. Now that I've gone through the whole experience for you, I've given you a comedy breakdown of Dragon's Dogma, Dragon Schmegmo, more have you. Because this game is fucking amazing. This game was one of the most fun experiences I've played in a very long time. I kind of clowned on this game in the past because I thought the combat looked really clunky. But first and foremost, this is an RPG that has good combat. This is up there with the Soul-style combat. Not in difficulty, but in style. This game has a very stylistic combat. I mean, jumping on top of monsters, climbing them, slashing them. I mean, utilizing your different moves. I mean, there's even, like, some combo moves you can learn. And loads of cool specialty moves, because this whole game just wants you to, like, dive into this combat and fully make it your bitch. And once you do that, this game gets so fun. The combat is what makes this game run so fun. Like, the whole run, experience plows through it. You don't feel like you've been playing it that long. And even when you're, like, 15 hours deep, just doing random. There was a point in the middle of this game where I didn't know what to do. I was supposed to talk to some guy, and I didn't read that I was supposed to talk to him, so I just kind of ran around the world killing monsters for like 10 hours, just killing stuff. And by the time I got back to the main campaign, I was way over leveled because I just wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I was just having too much fun. And that's something that you can do in this game, is you just get lost in the game. And if it wasn't for the fact that I knew that I was going to make a review on this, I probably would still be running around aimlessly. But I eventually just started fucking walking up to everybody with a green question mark over their head and being like, am I supposed to talk to you? Are you the person who advances the story? Because I need to figure out where the dragon is that stole my heart so that I can make my YouTube viewers happy. I want to make you guys just feel like good little boys and girls for making Jeffrey making Jeffrey happy with all your subs, which you should be doing right now. Subscribe, you goddamn idiots. I put effort in for you guys. I play all sorts of games. 2 reviews a week? I mean, you guys should be like coming on yourself for that. I mean, go man or woman, just cover yourself in your own juices because I'm here making videos for you. I'm great, and I love you all. I love you all. I'm at like 300, and when this video comes out, I'm hoping to be past 330, because right now I'm at like in the time making this, I think I'm at 228, 29, something like that. So I'm hoping to be like 330, 350 by the time this video comes out. And I really hope you guys just keep boosting those numbers up and we keep like going to the stratosphere because I fucking love you guys. I enjoy spending time with you. Go play Dragon's Dogma. The game is fucking amazing. And look up a vibe or look up the video for getting the goddamn thong. It makes running through the game so much better. I know that's pervy to say, but that's the only other gripe I have with this game is you run everywhere. So, when you're doing shit like this and you're meeting like these weird people throughout the game, it's better to be staring at a sexy ass than just boring pants, right? I mean, I would much rather look at a girl in a thong than like a dude in slacks any day, or a girl in slacks. Actually, that's another fair comparison. So when I'm running through this whole game, I would rather be doing this shit. And another thing is switch up your class when you're playing this game. Don't stick with one. I know I've said Strider a lot, but I played 3 different classes in this game. I played Assassin, Strider, and Fighter, and I really tried to figure out which one I liked, and I haven't even touched the surface. You can switch your class at any time. This game fully wants you to dive in and play the game any way you want to play it and really mess with this sandbox, and it has a new game plus, so you can just keep going in and leveling yourself up to God and keep experiencing this story and fighting new stuff, experiencing new areas, and it's awesome. It's awesome. This game is a 10 out of 10. A fully amazing experience, and now I'm excited for Dragon's Dogma 2. I hope you're excited. Let me know in the comments below. Like my video, and if you dislike it. I mean, but comment either way. Either way, if you're angry or you were like, this video was stupid, I hope you like your nipples fall off. Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, I love you all.